Mr. Speaker, the decision-making process for the north-south power lines has been wrong from the very beginning and has asked landowners, businesses and residents to pay the bills for big corporate profits. In 2004, Justice Tillman stopped the building of these lines on the grounds of apprehension of bias, and this was upheld in the Court of Appeal by Justice Conrad. The government then pushed these lines forward by passing Bill 50 and declaring these lines critical. Now, even their own review committee says that Bill 50 is wrong and the process should go through the AUC. Will the Premier do what is right for Albertans and industry by restoring decision-making to the AUC and repeal Bill 50?
The Honourable Premier.
Mr. Speaker, the preliminary comments with respect to this question by the honourable member, quite frankly, are ancient history. Whether or not there may have been developments almost 7 or 8 years ago with respect to this are not relevant to the circumstances today. What I will say, Mr. Speaker, is that the report that we received yesterday did speak to the importance of economic development in this province. That part of that is ensuring that we have a connected grid. As I've said, Mr. Speaker, we think there are some very interesting recommendations in this report, and as my Minister of Energy has said, we will be responding in a fulsome way, in a comprehensive way to this report in very due time.
The honourable member, please.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it's not ancient history, and given the fact that ASO was offside on this and so was the Cabinet, we need to review it again. Given the government's own report admits that the review process is wrong by taking authority away from the AUC and not using a competitive procurement process for building the north-south lines, will the Premier please protect Albertans and our industries from overinflated power prices by repealing Bill 50 and stopping the overbuild?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, our friends on the other side here have been complaining for years now that, one, there was not enough consultation, and two, that we didn't take enough time. Well, we have done the consultation. We've done 2 months of consultation, and now we're taking the time to consider the recommendations that the committee has made. They can't have it both ways. They want us to take the time or hurry up. We're going to take the time and consider these recommendations.
The Honourable Member.
We've been consistent the whole time. Given the vast majority of the groups, especially those representing consumers and industry, and those that were at the hearing of the north-south lines were against it, and given the only cost-benefit analysis by the U of C showed this was a multi-billion-dollar boondoggle, and given the only presenters that actually supported these lines were those who would profit from them, will the Premier quit hiding behind this sham report and tell Albertans why she is putting her interest and that of the power brokers ahead of Albertans?
The Honourable Premier.
I have no particular interest in these power lines beyond the fact that I'm the Premier of a province that I believe will be the economic engine for the future of this country. And what I saw yesterday, Mr. Speaker, in that report was a framework that talked about how we can continue that success. And, Mr. Speaker, we've had some very interesting discussions in the past 2 or 3 months about the importance of building infrastructure in this province, outside of this province, whether it's Keystone Pipeline or Gateway Pipeline. Infrastructure matters for economic development, Mr. Speaker, and that's what Albertans are going to do.